Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Monday, April 13th. I am here today for your writing assignment. It is Monday, and we just had a 3-day weekend. So on Mondays, we always write about what we did over the weekend to give us practice remembering the fun plans that we had, coming up with a main idea sentence, and then details that explain more about that main idea sentence. So I want you to think about your weekend, and I want you to think about a main idea sentence that describes what your weekend was mostly about. Remember, the main idea sentence tells the reader what the story is mostly about. So if you had a bad weekend, you might say, my weekend was no fun. If you had a busy weekend and you felt like you were jam-packed, you might say, my weekend was busy. If you were bored all weekend and didn't find anything to do, you might just say, my weekend was boring. But the main idea sentence usually has the topic of your story. And we're writing about our weekend. So the word weekend should be in your main idea sentence. You might choose to say, this was the best weekend. This was the worst weekend. When you write your sentence, think about having the word weekend in it and then a describing word that tells the reader what your weekend was mostly about. I'm going to go ahead and read to you my story. And I went ahead and printed out a picture of something that we did this weekend. You may draw an illustration, or you may also print out a picture if you would like. My weekend was so much fun. There's my main idea sentence. It tells my reader what my weekend was mostly about. It was great to take a break from work and relax with family. There are 2 sentences on that page. I know there's 2 sentences because my voice takes a break in between each sentence. Listen, my weekend was so much fun. It was great to take a break from work and relax with my family. I'm going to make sure that I know that I have remembered my capitalization and punctuation. So I am going to take a highlighter and I'm going to highlight in my story where I have my capitalization and punctuation. I start my sentence with a capital letter and I end my sentence with a punctuation mark. Right after my punctuation mark, I see a capital letter. So I'm going to highlight that. Then I go to the end of my sentence and I see a punctuation mark. So I'm going to highlight that. Since I just ended my last sentence with a punctuation mark, I know I need to have a capital letter. I'm going to go ahead and read to you each one of my sentences, and then I'll pause to highlight my period. We decorated Easter eggs and put them in our front window for a church egg hunt. And that's where you saw the picture. The picture that I printed out was the eggs that we decorated. Which egg do you like the best? After my punctuation mark comes a capital letter. I had 3 Zoom calls with my friends from high school and college. Punctuation mark, I take a breath. We celebrated Easter as a family. I love the weekends. See, I ended there with a conclusion sentence, an opinion sentence that tells you what I think about weekends. I have way more than 5 sentences, but in your story, I would like for you to have 1 main idea sentence and then at least 4 supporting detail sentences that tell more about your topic. If you want to write more than 5 sentences, you 100% can. Just 5 sentences is the minimum. So when you go back to check, you should see 5 capital letters and 5 punctuation marks highlighted. My class this week will be sharing these stories during our meetings one-on-one. So we're going to be doing lots of sharing of our writing today and this for the rest of the week. So make sure that you have this story with you or the story from last Monday so you can share that with your class. All right, have a great Monday.